is what the Tartarus Titans have coming to them almost immediately in a lot of these team fights here. Gore, it's so difficult to say, though. I mean, we put so much pressure and so much emphasis on Hurrywind getting this Giannis pick because it looked near unstoppable in the games where we've seen it. Scary D, hello, welcome to the game. You have 5% HP on the back end of a little bit of poke from Hurrywind and Sam for Soccer. Luckily, Paul is able to return a good bit of damage back towards Sam and Hurrywind as well. So, not scoffing at this the early game damage, Gore. Hurrywind with the starter item of choice here, instead of going for some of the cooldown, a little extra power early on. Sam for Soccer, though, eats a Thunder Crash. Benji, will he dive the tier 1 tower? He will. He'll eat a tower shot as well. Hurrywind and Sam survive. But how about this? A 2-minute rotation over from Solo.
I mean, I like to see it. Proactive play at its finest, right? I want to get in there, and we want to make... I think there is that pressure that's being had. First off, also puts Fino K in a position to at least get a lot of poke down. Scary D's over here, though. This might actually be dangerous for Fino.
As Fino K baited himself in, knows that the blue buff is up soon, so has to know Scary D is close by. The damage drops down. Does Fino K have the legs? He does not. Scary D walks into lane. First blood to the Tartarus Titans, and it's going to be a blue buff invade as well. That was such a risk-reward play there, Gore, for Benji to go over to the mid lane. Fino K thinks...
Johnny's Loki has been the one that I think is kind of defining the Loki play in my brain right now. I mean, he's been doing so well with it that maybe that amount of damage, at least for that assassin, tends to fit. Well, let's see if Scary D can kind of keep up a high performance.
Oh, Benji gets collapsed on here. Sam for Soccer looking to re-engage up into the Somersault Cloud. Dragons covering all of the exits, but this is buying time for the Titans to get in on to the fight. Benji survives, but not for much longer, and the Titans won't choose to re-engage any further. So
the neutral objectives that aren't your big jungle bosses, right? Your mid-camp Harpies, the Harpy right there between, over there on the duo lane. Lane Scorpions can come into that equation. Your Oracle Harpies, like, all these little neutral camps that are going their way really open the door.
First big team fight of the game, maybe, and it's a Roar who gets deleted. Paul will use the Taiko drums. It's a Fear out onto the backline there. Paul Thunder crashes in, gets the kill on a Sam for Soccer. Polar Bear Mike will pull Scary D right back into the fight, and Panda Cat connects onto the ultimate, but a well-timed Aegis keeps the Heimdall in the fight just a little bit longer. The side swap is there, and look at the Jade Dragons. They roar back in to support their Hunter. It's all down but Scary D and Benji, and Scary D may fall as well on the back end of a portal from Hurrywind, and the Gold Fury is on the other side.
I mean, it's unfortunate for Sam that he falls there, but the rest of that was just well played, good target switching and good control from the Dragons. Even Fino K's rotation deep into the back line made a big difference in terms of being able to pick up Paul while he was getting out of there. And the rest of it was just so clean. I mean, Panda Cat should have died in that instant.
Oh, he should
but
have.
he uses his Bifrost at the same time Hurrywind portals through to kind of take his place. It's just a little shove. 1 and right, probably take down the tier 1 and left, and give them what they need to potentially move in on the Fire Giant.
How about this? Fury started up by the Tartarus Titans and finished off by the Tartarus Titans, but the Jade Dragons will not let it go quietly through space and time used by Hurrywind. Benji up into the Somersault Cloud as well, and how about Fino K? 2v1 on the backline, but it will take his mid lane's portal back onto safety. Benji knocks aside Fino K on his way out of the fight. Paul has to Thunder Crash away. Sam for Soccer up and over, and Fino K's in on this one as well. Hurrywind misses out on the damage onto Cyclone Spin, and the last 3 members of the Titan, half HP, all grouped up between Tier 1 and Tier 2. Could be a dive around the corner.
And I love this. Sam knows he's full health, goes in like he's full health, and has the backup he needs. Takes a lot of damage in the process, though. Panda Cat able to pick up Scary D on the tail end and keep this push going. They've got minions. They might be able to knock down to Tier 2.
That feels bad. Look at the health bars now for the Dragon. Sam just was able to heal back thanks to the Fountain. Panda Cat, some sustain, is getting that health bar back up, but that's a fight. Feels like Gore was bouncing on a bit of a knife edge there, where the Tartarus Titans did a lot of burst damage right off the bat, and then the Jade Dragon.
Maybe Yamoja, especially with that level deficit, 4 levels down for a Roar, might be feeling the crit a little more than you expect.
That's right. Spectral, I mean, it just feels great. Well, let me make sure I phrase this properly, and I'm not going to get the chance to, as Mike is going to engage on a Roar. My God, that damage. Sam for Soccer leaps into the backline. Hurrywind blasts down Scary D. Back to the graveyard goes the Loki for the 3rd time this game. The Jade Dragons, they pick their moments. They pick them well, and they've got 2 more picks and maybe an FG.
I mean, geez, no. You continue pushing. I actually like this call but it is risky, right? You're going to get this tier 2. You lose the Fire Giant. The gold that you get in your pocket will be worthwhile, but can you get it before Sam stops you from getting it? And if you do get it while Sam's there, are you going to live through it? Just narrowly goes up in the air, but where do you land?
Yeah, that's what he's got to choose here.
Oh yeah, fine, okay.
Spin. It's over onto Fine OK, the man who will chase you down. It is the Root, but Fine OK may have just had a free kill delivered over to him, or did he? Benji rotates it. Oh, it's a 1-for-1 trade. About the best Cyclone Spin could have hoped for there, because Benji was close by. That shows good communication, if nothing else. Cyclone Spin realizing that that's his option, right? That's the chance to stay alive.
Wow. Know where Benji is. They're collapsing in on him.
Benji might get caught out here. Gets the knockback onto the Sun Wukong. Somersault Cloud is up. PBM, Hurrywin, the whole team waiting around here for Benji. Could be a pick that makes a massive difference in this game. Benji goes down, not without doing half of Panda Cat's health in damage. But now, I don't know if the Tartarus Titans can stick around and try to defend this. Oh, look at Hurrywin. Opens up with a through space and time onto Scary D. The Loki is now down to half health, but the portals are here. Benji back off of respawn. Slight pick a moment ago. Here's the engage, though. Aurora blinks in. Rivers rebuke. The rest of the Tartarus Titans work themselves in. But that's a massive cooldown that's now been used and falls by the wayside. PBM tries to pull back in. Aurora, fine, okay. Sam for Soccer alone in the backline. Scary D, same can be said for him, but he's lost most of his health. Fine, okay. Being chipped away here by Cyclone Spin. And look at the onslaught from the Jade Dragons. They've split up the Titans. 2 members have to go back to base with the old-fashioned recall. Cyclone Spin crashes back down to earth, and Panda Cat's on a killing spree.
It is amazing to me that with how much pressure and damage they just put out right there, and that
you missed it, and the Phoenix goes down in mid. Now Jade Dragons has 5, moving over towards the right. Panda Cat has plenty of sustain here. PBM waiting for that ultimate to come back online. Does not have blinks, so he's just going to have to walk in, walk forward. Uses the Stygian Torment, pulls Aurora back towards Panda Cat, and Hurrywin rampaging. Picks up a kill on the Tartarus Titan support. A nice portal onto Benji. Gets the Sun Wukong out of the fight, and Hurrywin takes the portal on into the side of the base, but now he's caught in alone. But Benji instead is caught in with the Jade.
You have to be very careful. You can't just assume you can walk into that Titan room. And that's why they're giving the Titans as much respect as they are right now. They know this is a team and a composition capable of pulling them apart. They just have to figure out the right way to get rid of them.
1600 crit, I think is what I just saw. Feels bad if Panda Cat is getting anything on your health bar. No health bar for Aurora. Jade Dragons have picked out the Titan support once more. Now the onslaught arrives. The door has been opened, but it's only Paul who takes the exit. Benji, half HP. Somersault Cloud defensively. Once again, Sam for Soccer looking for the 1v1. He's got the damage and he's got the help from Hurrywin off to the side. Now Scary D is down. Aurora dead. Scary D dead. Tartarus Titans down to 3 on this Titans defense. Jade Dragons work their way in as 5, and my God, the Titan stands absolutely no chance. The Jade Dragons in 35 minutes will get it done.
Yeah, the best part of killing all the towers as well as
so much, but Aurora and Cyclone Spin took their moment where they had that slight advantage and tried to get something going.
Now, between the games, you were actually musing over something, and you were wondering, specifically Aurora's KDA was what you had mentioned, and looking at it, Sam, maybe not giving me a lot of time to cover it. No, he's going to be able to get out of this one just fine. And I decided to go, our stats page keeps everything perfectly up to date, the one that we have in-house, and I can tell you, you're not wrong. Aurora does currently have the worst KDA, and let's say, to say, yes, okay, that intrinsically means they're doing the worst, but supports always take the brunt of the damage. Supports are supposed to not do too well. There's 2 junglers, then 1 solo, 1 mid, 1 hunter that are underneath a 1.0 KDA. Venenu is kind of the borderline on there. Is Benji just out of nowhere dead?
Yeah, that's an early first blood now for the Jade Dragon. Sam for Soccer seemed simple enough. Sam just walked over to the soul lane from what I
earlier today. Didn't quite do too much for layers there. Although I will say he had an okay game on it. I just think the Warriors got to show up today. And so now we get to see what Sam can do with this pick. It's been banned a lot from the Leviathans. We know it's a big pick for Panatom. Sam picked it up a few times last year as well. So we'll be able to watch it. There's that first blood, this pesky, pesky kill. And just as you would have guessed, it's Sam.
That's right, an engage.
Just
and some
right
body
in the middle.
blocks. By a purple buff look, excuse me, there by the Tartarus Titans will go down. And It's the Jade Dragons who pick it up. Now Sam for Soccer over to the left-hand side. Mike just waiting on the block. It's Aurora who's sent skyward, but look at this. Counter gang from Scary D. He's got the knockup on Sam for Soccer. Desert Fury melts through the Jade Dragons jungler, but it's Aurora who falls on the other side in reply. PBM grabs the kill on one side, Cyclone Spin on the other.
Yeah, you keep it and just say 1 for 1. That sounds like a fair trade, but jungle for it's definitely going to end.
From Scary D. And eventually this is going to be a pretty scary team to go up against. Looks like Aurora was able to lock down that purple buff. Maybe he could try to go through and pick it up, but Hurrywind right around the side. Sam for Soccer's here as well. Aurora down to half HP. Does not have his ultimate. Double stun on the back from Scary D. And he's going to use into the Cosmos as well. So the Ratatosker, he's out. He's alive. Paul has his ultimate ready to go if he wants to swing some damage on the back end. And instead it's Mike trying to re-engage, but the beads from Cyclone Spin keeps 10 gods on the map.
Beads on cool
Soccer, but there's no damage on the end of it. The Typhoon will knock up Aurora. PBM there to body block. Beautiful blink by Aurora. Nobody was auto-attacking him, so he was able to blink away once it was available. That is a massive engage. Unfortunately, no kill, but the re-engage, that's onto Aurora. It's looking like one dead Kabrak in the portal. Of course it hits from Hurrywind, and Hurrywind now on the board here in game 2.
And really being able to pick those up is going to be good for him. 2-level lead over Paul right now. Nothing to scoff at that Hurwind's been able to pick up. They're being able to run forward with it. Not run away with anything too crazy, although they might be able to get the kill there in mid. Paul almost eviscerated. Health bar still barely there. The portal combo there, Mike. And just Hurwind's damage output is solid. And that's, you know, there's so much to talk about in this game. I mean, hearkening back to what you had said a little.
And then you had Scary D, the other notable swap, go from solo lane to jungle. I wonder which one of those might feel a little bit more complicated to do at the SPO level, as Scary D's going to get up into his ultimate as well. A Typhoon flies on through from Sam for Soccer. Paul, low health on the end of the Tycho drums, the double dunk down, and it's Cyclone Spin who grabs the kill onto the Jade Dragons jungler, but it's a pluck right back through onto Aurora, and Fine will pick up the kill. Sun's breaking from the heavens down onto Benji, and Hurrywind snags another. 201 on the Giannis. I'm not sure the Tartarus Titans are feeling good anymore about that trade.
Yeah, I mean, what started as a really good clap for the Titans and really good keep up. This is what I was saying. You get
lost his as well. And the Jade Dragons will choose to back away.
Just resetting up their position. 2 ults used on the side of the Dragons, though. So their setup is going to be missing. Of course, that doesn't matter if they just lock down Cyclone Spin. Aegis going to go down. His health bar is just gone.
Whoa, and now Aurora learning the hard way that he shouldn't be standing where he is. Final K will get the second here in this fight. You can feel this game, this fight slowly slipping away from the Tartarus Titans. Scary D has to use his ultimate as a disengage as
good
well.
beats.
Paul plucked, but beats. Well, game 2, but it's a tier 2 tower dive. Is this well sought out? PBM is thinking something else of it. 3-man ult for just a moment there from Panda Cat. Scary D dashes in to the side of this fight. Through the Cosmos, ready. Wow, Paul, goodbye to your health bar. Roar plucked through, and Hurrywind gets a kill. Nonetheless, where does Scary D choose to crash down? Cyclone Spin's got to be a lost cause here. And it's
Sam.
the up-down from the Ho Yi on the backside of the fight, though. Benji and Scary D left alone with Sam. And the Tartarus Titans will at least pull back a kill.
But this is a good split, right? 2 who can keep pushing forward with the wave. One of them a hunter. Looks like they'll fall back. Primal Fury is about to be available, so they get a consolation prize on the Dragons. Not something they really needed, but they'll do it anyway. Hurwin, unfortunate placement. Wanted that one for the floor, but throws a portal onto the wall. They're still chasing those. Scary D, as well as specifically Benji, out of the fight. Still going to end up dying here. As this is going to be, as we like to used to call it, a stagger kill, right? He's going to be out of the game way off compared to the rest of his team. And it's taken a long time to get there, but a minute with it.
D would like to use some of those Ratatosker ultimates not to disengage as well. The team fight is there. The identity is there, but PBM ushered in by his mid laner, looked for the pluck, hasn't used it yet, so that's still there. Aurora blink in, but loses all of his health and then his life at the end of it. Sam for Soccer gets the kill onto Aurora. Up in the sky is this Ratatosker. Benji, double knock-up on the back line, and then another one over onto Panda Cat. Final K left alone, Cyclone Spin gets this one. Now it's a 1v1 way in the back. Scary D versus Sam for Soccer. Hurrywind is going to make it a 2v1. 1-for-1 pick, Gore, and the Phoenix still stands.
Phoenix still
wanted Hurrywind to try to snipe out Paul so bad there, but holding onto his ultimate for what is a more important fight. 8 seconds away from Enhanced Fire Giant, the Jade Dragons.
Oh, and you know they're going to wait.
Start up the objective. Right, I mean, they're going to do it quick enough, but it's waiting the answer here. Off the objective go the Dragons. Roar, half HP. The Kabrakan hasn't gotten anything done this game, and that doesn't change around the Fire Giant. Through space and time, flies through. Cyclone Spin, Desert Fury. My God, the damage from Hurrywind. Why does he keep getting this pick? Someone explain to me. He's 506 here in game number 2, and the Jade Dragons rout the Titans around the Fire Giant. And Gore, VFG still stands. It's still waiting on the end of this engagement.
Oh, that Titan's looking precariously low right now, though, and with some minions pouring in on the left-hand side, they might be able to forego it. Honestly, this is one of those moments, if you are subscribed to Smite Game, you start spamming your diff emotes, you start spamming your end-the-game emotes, because I feel like that is what we're on the precipice for here. The Dragons, I mean, at this point, they just have so much control on it. 5 seconds before Aurora comes back, but look, an 0-7 Kabrakan coming in at the end, I don't know how much of a defense he's going to put up.
Nah, Gore, there's not much more leg to stand on here if you're the Tartarus Titans, outside of maybe a miracle defense here, but the eyes are on the Titan, and the Titans do fall. Jade Dragons take it in 2.
And just cleanly at that. I mean, you get to see a little bit more. Look, a 35-minute game into a 30